The thing about lifting heavy weights every single day or near maximum weights every single day is that your body starts to adapt to that type of stimulus. And what are those adaptations? Well, high weight or near maximum weight is a lot of tension. It's a lot of pressure through the system, a lot of pressure, downforce, and the body has to adapt to that. And so peaking phases or phases where you're handling near maximum weights will start to bring tension upon the body to deal with that external tension, that external force. And so this is why I feel that we generally don't feel well when we are peaking. Everything feels tight. The ITB feels tight. The quads feel tight. Hip flexors feel tight. The lats feel tight. The pecs, deltoids, everything that, whatever we're doing, squat, bench, deadlift, it brings tightness into the body, and tightness doesn't feel good. You can't sleep, you can't get comfortable, you're in the car, everything hurts, everything's achy. Where we feel really good is where we are loose, relaxed. This is why yoga feels good, stretching feels good. Whenever you're releasing tension out of the body, it feels good. This is why massages actually feel good, because it relaxes the body. Peaking, squatting near maximum weight every single day makes you feel tight. Everything tightens up, and as it should, because you're dealing with this tension constantly. So today is the third day that I've hit 200 kilos in a row. How did I feel? Well, today I walked out, went to the bar, and I started feeling, I don't want to say the word, the P word, the pain word, but my right hip started showing me signs of being upset. And so I've got a long freaking standing history with this thing always popping up. Whenever I start to handle like super heavy weight, for me, like near maximum weights, if I do it for like a week or two, I start to feel tension. And the first place that I feel tension is the right hip for whatever reason. It's just my little thing. And it makes sense. Handling 200 kilos every day does that. This year, this is the first time this year I've felt this type of sensation. And the reason for that is because this whole year I've been doing lots and lots of reps, bodyweight squats. So no tension at all. Maximum volume, maximum perfusion of blood, circulation, pump. Feels great. I feel fantastic until today. So then I thought, okay, let's warm up. Let's see how it goes. My warm up for the last 3 or 4 days has been jumping. I start hopping left, hopping right, starting, I didn't go straight into super high jumps. Started kind of doing like a boxes kind of skip or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Progressed into harder and harder jumps. And by the time I did the second or third, triple of jumps, I did 10 triples today with the high jumps. Hips were feeling fantastic. The hamstring, the quads, the whole complex around that hip area, beautiful. Went under the bar, felt like I did 2 months ago when I had no tension on the system. It was just all pump work. So I'm thinking to myself, this plyometric stuff, I have very limited experience with it other than, back in the day when I played basketball, and I didn't call it plyometrics. I called it playing basketball, run, jump, dash, go for a rebound, go for that steal, that kind of stuff. It was all very explosive. There was no strength in me at all. I didn't have strength blocks at all. It was just plyometrics. That's what movement is, basketball. So what does that do to the body? Does it make the body tense like strength training does? I'm not sure, because the warm-up today, jumping around, made me feel looser. Now, I don't know what the research says. I don't know what the expert, in this type of field say, but it's not the same sensation as what squatting makes me feel like. Hopped around for 10 sets of 3, felt brilliant. I had mobility, hips were warmed up, everything was warmed up. The fibers were ready to lift, and I had another day where I hit 200 for 1, and it felt good, 200 for 1, no pain at all. Like, I'm saying this with 100% certainty. I feel great right now. And I'm going to go to bed tonight, and it's probably going to get tight as well, because the last thing I did today was the 200 kilos. It's probably going to get tight again tonight. I'm going to wake up tomorrow, feel really stiff again. Then I'll go for some more hops, jumps, and I'll probably loosen up again. So this plyometric stuff, man, maybe this is another benefit to it. It loosens you up. Now, I don't know why that makes sense to me. Well, actually, it doesn't make sense. But I don't understand why my body's feeling this way. Because in my mind, a maximum effort jump is not too dissimilar to a maximum squat, as in you are giving everything to it. But one makes you super tight and the other one makes you super relaxed, super loose. Anyway, this is my experience so far. Today I had doubts when I walked out. I'm like, my God, I'm really stiff. I can't really squat. So in the past, I would force myself to get underneath the bar. I would do the bar for 3, 4, 5 sets of 10, try and get, loose that way. Then I'll probably get to 160. The hip will be killing me by then. 180 would be absolute, end of it. And I'll go into the house getting pissed off and blah, blah, blah. I walked out, started hopping around, jumping. All of a sudden, I felt brilliant. I don't understand the mechanism behind all of this. Frankly, I'm at a point right now where I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about which muscle is doing what. I don't care. Let's just think about movements. Which movements help which movements? So right now I know that jumping high jumps, make me feel good, makes my squatting feel good, makes my hips feeling good. So I'm doing jumps. Which muscles are at play here? Is it the glutes? Is it the adductors? Is it the hamstrings? Is it which part of which freaking muscle? It's too hard to do that. And honestly, I've spent a long, long time trying to freaking pinpoint that decimal point, that cell, which is responsible for me and my success and my pain-free, lovely state. I don't know. There's too many variables. It's a chaotic system. I don't think that anybody knows what's really going on. So I think we need to zoom out. At least for me, zoom out and think of it from that perspective. I don't care if it's the bicep femoris, if it's the, tendinosis, membranosus, hamstring, who cares? Which moves help you feel good? Right now it's jumping. So jump. Jump before you squat. And really I should probably incorporate jumping after squatting. I'll probably leave it for a few more days to see how my body kind of tolerates all of this new change. But why not jump after the squatting as well? Loosen up again and then probably be less stiff when you rock up the next day. 3 days in a row of hitting 200, that is that's unusual. So whatever thing I changed is doing some positive. It's doing something good to me. So the only thing I've changed is I've added this plyometric stuff. It's like the most basic of plyometrics. It's like ground zero plyometrics. I'm not using depth jumps. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just simply jumping up and down as hard as I can with arm swings. So here we go. 3 days in a row. Let's see how I pull up tomorrow. Let's see how it progresses. Let's see if the weight gets heavier on the bar. Right now I'm kind of aiming for like 20 to 30, something like that, total jumps per day. So in the last few days I've done like 7 triples. I've done 5x5. Today I did 10 triples. So I'm kind of doing that. It's kind of enough volume. And then also I'm doing, obviously, still continuing to do all the other stuff that I've mentioned all this year. Doing like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Hindu squats a few times a week. Hundreds and hundreds of push-ups as well. And I'm also doing some bicep work to keep the elbows happy. A lot less volume on that, obviously. And I've been feeling great. I found a little groove. It's working. The squatting feels great. Somewhere down the line here, I have to incorporate deadlifting as well into the mix somehow. But let's see how all that pans out. But right now, I am in a nice little stretch, and I'm really happy. Appreciate all of you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.